Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another English lesson. Today, we are going to be looking some more at instructional texts, and you are going to have a go at writing your own sort of instructional sentences about how to make a delicious piece of toast smothered with gooey, sticky, and delicious Nutella.
Now, here is your sheet for today, your learning objectives to build an understanding of instructional texts, and your task is to create instructions using modal verbs and time adverbials. These are the things you're focusing on. Now, adverbs to show the passage of time. I've mentioned these before. First, then, next, after that. Modal verbs are those really bossy verbs. Must, should, could, would, will. Okay, these are the sort of things we either tell people off or we're being really bossy when we say these things. Adjectives, carefully scoop the delicious and mouth-watering Nutella. And parenthesis to add information. Be careful when holding the toast. Parenthesis, it is incredibly hot. Okay, now, listen very carefully to this bit because people often get confused here. I am not going to write one about Nutella. Okay, I'm going to write one about Marmite. Okay, now I know some of you probably hate Marmite. Some of you probably love Marmite. It's one of those little funny things, isn't it? I'm going to write mine about Marmite. You are going to write yours about Nutella. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of Mr. Nutella here because I don't want Mr. Nutella because that's going to be your job. So I'm going to bring Mr. Marmite up to the top and I'm going to write my instructional text about Marmite. Okay, and how to make a delicious piece of toast with Marmite on it. Okay, so remember, I'm doing Marmite. I'd like you to do Nutella. Okay, if you absolutely detest or hate Nutella, that's fine. Choose something else, but please don't choose Marmite because otherwise I've done all the work for you and you'll have a very, very easy job. Okay, and I want to see some of your own original writing. Okay, then what am I going to need first? Well, most importantly, I'm going to need a title. So my title will say, and I'll put it in the middle, how to make the world's, let's exaggerate it, most delicious and scrumptious piece of Marmite on toast. Now, it's a bit of a mouthful, that. It might be a little bit too long, that title, a bit too wordy. I wouldn't want it longer than a line, otherwise your reader's probably going to fall asleep. So, how to make the world's most delicious and scrumptious piece of Marmite toast. Now, I might do a little introduction. You don't have to do one of these, but a short introduction can help guide your reader into your instruction. So I might just put here, have you ever dreamt of a dreamy and, I've used delicious and mouth-watering slice of Marmite on toast? Oops, well, there was no need for a capital T. Question mark. If so, read on or read this simple and easy guide to a perfect slice of toast. Full stop. Have you ever dreamt of a dreamy and mouth-watering slice of Marmite toast? If so, read this simple and easy guide to a perfect slice of toast. So what I might do here is I'm going to use one of those things I used before, a subheading here. And I might use here maybe equipment that I'm going to need or what you will need. I might use that as a subheading. So I'm going to put my underline on, which I click up here. What you will need. And I'm going to use this nice little colon here. If I zoom in, that's the colon, the dot dot. Okay. And that just tells me my reader information is incoming. And then I might use a little bullet point. I'm going to use the little ticks, I think. Let's go for ticks. Sorry. What are we going to need? I'm going to go, because Mr. Nash can never have one piece of toast on its own. I've always got to have two. I'm going to say 2 slices of premium. Now, premium just means, the sort of best. Okay, premium white bread. Okay, I don't just want any old boring white bread. I want premium. I want the best and tastiest white bread. A jar of extra strong Marmite. Okay. I was very lucky for Christmas. Miss Tremlett bought me some extra strong Marmite. It's very, very strong there. So let me just move these over. See if I can do that quickly. A jar of extra strong Marmite. What else am I going to need? I'm going to need a plate. I'm going to need a toaster to toast it. I'm going to need some butter. And I'm going to need a knife. So I might say a sturdy, so something that's strong, a sturdy plate, a something. What am I going to need? I'm going to need a butter knife, aren't I? In fact, Mr. Nash, don't do too much because there's going to be some work for the children to do here. They can think about describing the knife, but maybe I'll do a toaster. I don't want to say terrific toaster because that doesn't really make sense. One toaster. Let's just go for one toaster. That will do nicely. Now, I will also need a little thing here. So what you will need, that's fine. Steps to follow. Okay, now here we need another underline here. And this is where we start our instructions. Now I'm going to put numbers on the side. Why am I going to put numbers? Because it gives my reader something to follow. First, comma, you will, because I want to include modal verbs here. And I've included an adverb of time. First, you will need to carefully remove two, remember not two, wrong type of two slices of bread from the packet. I'm going to put in brackets here. Be careful not to tear them as they are very delicate and sometimes a little flimsy, and flimsy just means they wibble and wobble, and if you break your bread that's not going to make very nice toast, is it? Okay, so here look, I've got a modal verb, I've got an adverb of time, I've got an ly adverb, and I've also got some parentheses. So in one big sentence there I've managed to tick off all of these. Okay, so what needs to come next? Well, I'll probably put here, underline, not underlined, after that, comma, because when we have a fronted adverbial or a time adverbial, usually, but not always, usually we need to put a comma because it gives our reader a break. After that, you must slowly and delicately, okay, so we're going to use these lovely ly adverbs, delicately place the bread into the toaster. Full stop. Okay, so you put your bread into the toaster. You've got to be careful not to make it burn. So I'm just probably going to put some of these down because I don't want to do too much writing for you. So you need to remove the bread once toasted. Okay, now I'm going to put in brackets here. Be careful. It will be very hot. Okay, so it's very important you don't burn your fingers when you make toast, because you can burn your fingers. It can get quite hot when it's in the toaster. Okay, you need to, after that, spread the butter onto the toast, and finally spread on your Marmite and eat and enjoy. Now, if you notice, these sentences here aren't proper sentences. There's no time adverbials, there's no modal verbs, there's no adjectives, so these aren't going to make it. These are probably going to make, what, year 1, year 2 curriculum at best. It probably wouldn't even be expected year 2 standard. So you're really going to have to impress me with this, and you're going to really have to try and include most of these, if not all of them, if you can, in each of these sentences, and that will really help you. Okay, so remember, title, small introduction if you would like to. What you will need is definite. You'll definitely need that. I might have missed some things off here. Okay, there might be some things that I've not included that you might want to include. You might, for example, want to include, when you write about your butter, make sure that it has been cooled. Okay, so cooled, so fridge temperature butter, or maybe you could say room temperature butter. And you might want to then include some parentheses here, so to make it extra spreadable. Okay, now you need what you'll need, and you'll need steps to follow. Really put some good effort into this. As I always say, the more work you put in at the start of the week, the easier it will be when you then come to do your big writes. Okay, so these are my expectations. I don't want boring sentences like eat and enjoy. No thanks. Expand them. Adjectives, parentheses, okay, modal verbs, ly adverbs if you can use them, okay, which most of you can. Here is your delicious Nutella on toast. Think about it. If you want, first of all, brainstorm, get your picture, describe everything you can see, think about everything you can need. If you want to, you can make the toast at home. Maybe that will help, because then you can write down the steps. Ask mum or dad, whoever's at home, if they have a spare bit of time, make the toast. Okay, write down notes, take pictures, include your own pictures. It doesn't have to be Nutella, but please don't do Marmite, as I said. Okay, that's everything for today, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your work, and I will mark that as soon as I possibly can. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you again shortly.